let's go ahead and get started. And if some other friends join us, then we'll catch them up. But I don't want to take up too much time today. Today is just kind of an introduction to middle school speech club, and I'm glad to see all of you here. And I know a few other people wanted to join us, but they had conflicting meetings. So I will be sharing this video out to those individuals. The first thing is, what is middle school speech club? So especially for like Avi and Bella, if you aren't familiar with anything that we're talking about, then you might be like, this sounds interesting. I don't really know what that's about. So this club is designed to teach you guys skills in public speaking and also give you opportunities to collaborate, and hopefully, if everything works out well, I don't know about pandemic or not, we'll be able to participate in some competitive speaking events as well. So that is my goal. And other schools here in the Treasure Valley have had middle school speech teams. And not only is it a great opportunity to learn an important skill, but it's a super amazing way to make friends. So if you were listening to Miss Young, she participated in competitive speech and debate and forensics when she was in high school. So did I. My child, Rachel, has been raised in a speech and debate library. It's an important skill, and being able to communicate effectively is a skill that will help you in all aspects of your life, but also learning how to think critically and organize your thoughts is just adds to that. So that's kind of what this club is all about. This club is going to teach you some of the basic foundational elements of public speaking, and then we're actually going to learn some specific styles of speech events or speeches. So if this sounds like something that would be really fun and interesting to you, I have set up a Google Classroom, and Miss Young is super excited. Yes, you guys can go to your Google Classroom, and I will actually post this in the chat box as well, so you can just copy and paste it. You can add yourself to the Google Classroom with the code ORT73TR. And that will be a great way for us to just stay in touch, because I learned today that a lot of meetings are apparently happening on Tuesdays. So we may need to change our meeting time depending on what the majority of people are able to do. So I shared that with you. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen because I know that a few of you on Chromebooks can't like open up different tabs and stuff. So, but I did share the code in the chat box there. So that will give you the opportunity to add yourself to our Google Classroom. And right now, the only thing that is posted is just our Zoom link, which you obviously all found because you're here. Yay. So I'm going to give you a moment to add yourself. And actually, Miss Young, I'm just going to add you as a teacher as well. That way, you're in there also. Sweet. Okay, awesome sauce. Okay, so quick little overview for today. What do we do? What do we learn? What is this all about? Competitive speaking? Who ever thought that was an idea? Like maybe you never even thought that that was a thing. So some of you may have been aware of this before because you might have been in places where these kinds of opportunities existed, but some of you may be like, I don't even know what you're talking about. So I'm gonna share my screen with you a little bit and show you an overview. So this page is from the Competitive Events Guide for Middle School. It's actually from 2016, so there might be a couple of updates, but the basics are the same. All these words on this document are different types of speeches or speaking events that we're going to learn about this year. And these are some of the types of speaking events that you would be able to compete in. So let me give you an example because I'm sure you have a lot of questions, like how in the world does someone compete at poetry, or how does someone compete at this other stuff that I don't even know what these words are. So a really, really simple way to think of it is, let's say you had 10 people and they all wrote a poem, okay, a 1-minute poem. Those 10 people might be divided up into 3 different rooms, okay? And they would read their poem for a judge, like myself, a parent, a community member, or teacher. So there might be 3 or 4 people in that room that the individual judge listens to. And the judge has a score sheet, and they will give students a score based upon some specific criteria that we teach them. And they would rank those students, you know, who they thought was the best in that room, who they thought was second, third, and fourth. Then the students would rotate. So that individual judge, like me, I would have 3 new students come in and they would read their poem to me. So the students read their poems multiple times or present their poems, because you probably have it memorized at this point. The judge listens to a lot of different poems and fills out sheets. And then at the end, we compile all of that information. And overall, the student in that category that did the best wins first place. Woo, yay, and gets a trophy or a ribbon or something. Gets some credibility. But even more important than that, yes, you learn some awesome skills, but if you move into high school competition and you compete at the national level, you can actually win scholarship money. So Miss Young was talking about how she qualified to nationals. I competed in high school as well, and I went to state several times. I never qualified for nationals, so that was a sad day. It's very competitive, but it was a really amazing experience. So a couple people have questions, Bella and then Rachel.
What do the numbers in the corners mean?
That's just actually the page number that the document is from, so you don't worry about it.
Okay.
Rachel.
Yes, so you talk about how the person who did the best wins. How do they compile that to tell who did the best?
So there's a pretty specific scoring system that is used. Part of it is a little bit subjective. Sometimes it's just the individual community member or teacher that's listening, and they're, you know, we train them to listen for specific things. Is the speech well organized? Do they have, you know, good data and information?
Once they have all of that judgment information, how do they use that to tell who did the best?
It's kind of hard. It's kind of like being a teacher, actually, and giving a grade for being, you know, when you're a teacher. But there is a specific like rubric that the judges use to provide, you know, feedback to the individual student. And here's the thing, that's why you, like as an individual student, would read your speech or present your speech to multiple judges, and then we would take all that information and look at it overall. So that way, if one judge maybe missed something,
what do they do to tell overall?
Okay. We can get into the details of how everything is judged a little bit later, but essentially, like I said, they might have like 10 little check boxes, and so the student that hit the most check boxes would get the first place maybe. So we can talk about that a little bit later. Today, I just wanted to like introduce you guys to the idea of competitive speaking events. So I'm going to go back to this paper right here. And yeah, these are just the page numbers from the document. So there are a lot of different types of speaking events. So if you are interested in something really in particular like poetry, then there is a specific event for you. As a student, you do not do all of these. That would be too much. We are going to learn a bunch of them in groups, but you as an individual would choose 1, maybe 2 that you really wanted to focus on and develop over time. And then depending on, you know, how we are able to either virtually or actually compete with other students, then you would be able to present your speech or your speeches at the competition. Bella, go ahead.
Aren't the congressional and politics debate, aren't they kind of the same thing?
So I think you're talking about Lincoln Douglas debate, policy debate, public forum debate, and congressional debate. Well, they are not the same thing, at least not in the rules of competition. The way that people think about those words, like in a big idea, yeah, there's certainly a lot of similarities though. But when we break it down into a competitive event, then there are a lot of specific things. And we'll get into all those specific details. So for you guys, essentially, what you need to do is if you know other kids who might want to participate in this as well, definitely share the link from this video so that they can figure out kind of what it is and what's happening. And then we will make sure we still have another meeting scheduled for next Tuesday, and I want to make sure that that's going to work with everybody. Obviously, you guys are here, and I'm really happy about that. It looked like maybe, nope, still haven't gotten another email. So next Tuesday, we will come back together and we are going to start talking about, you know, which of these events are sounding the most interesting. So I want to start at a place that's really interesting for you guys. So on the Google Classroom, I'm going to be posting a little like descriptor of the different types of speaking events. And then I'll have a poll for you guys to choose which types you think sound the most interesting. And those are the ones that we'll start learning first. And at the very least, even if we don't get to compete with other students from the area, my goal is to still do some kind of showcase or activity where we present speeches at the end of the year to our SAGE community. And that way you can get some real world practice. And I hope that we get to do this in person so that we can invite people to school and actually present our speeches to them in person. But if not, we have virtual remedies as well, and we can at least make recordings of our speeches to share and build those skills. So what questions do you have at this point? Does this sound interesting? I'm excited. This is my passion. This is my life. I love everything about this, and I'm super excited to see all of you here, and I'm excited to build our middle school speech club, and I'm hoping that some other kids will be able to join us next time. I know that it was kind of short notice when I sent out well, I know that it was in the newsletter, but I totally get that you guys don't always read the newsletters, your parents read it. So I sent out the email this morning, and I know that that was kind of short notice. So hopefully next Tuesday, we will have some more friends joining us, and you guys will also have the information. I'll post the link to this video that I'm making right now. I will post it on the stream page of our Google Classroom, so you can share that link with other people and let them know. The thing I would say that I'm the most excited about is, man, there's a lot of things I'm excited about. The skills that you learn in public speaking are so connected to everything in your job, in your life, in your friendships, in your relationships, in your families, and just being able to organize your ideas effectively and to be able to communicate that. You could be the smartest person in the world, but if you can't explain those ideas to someone, nobody will ever know. So your ability to communicate is really important, and I want to teach you how to do it effectively. It's going to help you in school because you already have presentations and things that you're going to have to do or that you're already doing, and I want you to be able to do that really effectively and really well. Other thoughts? Miss Young, what are you excited about?
I just think, all in all, it's just an exciting thing. Like, once you become a part of like the community, it's a great community to be a part of. And like some of my best memories from growing up were on our speech tournaments, and like the anticipation of things. It's a lot of fun. When you get into like learning about humorous interpretation and dramatic interpretation, it's like picking that piece and weeding out the really nitty gritty and just building those things. So all of that's a lot of fun. Like, and I started Googling, like you can go and find, like if you search National Forensics League, dramatic interpretation, national runner-up, you can start looking at videos to start seeing what it is that you're getting into, original oratory, those types of things. So that might be amazing to post those on Google Classroom as we come across them. Like,
for sure. Yeah, some of your favorite famous people did speech and debate when they were in middle and high school. So check that out. I will add to that. One other thing that I'm really excited is hanging out with my friends. Because Miss Young is my friend and I'm really excited about that. And like she said, all of my like really close friends that I'm still friends with, I definitely made friends with them in speech and debate. And when I was in high school, there was a saying, I don't know if it was started from one of the teachers or if it was just a saying that's been around forever, not attributed to anyone, but we used to say that debate is a game you play with your friends. And it's true, like even though you're in a competitive setting, the world of debate is so like giving. Kids are always helping each other out, and that is totally unheard of in any other competitive event. Because we believe that, you know, I want the best competition, and if you aren't able to be your best, then like that doesn't help us at all. So I want you to be your best. So I'm going to help you be your best. And yeah, I'm super excited to have you guys hanging out. I know that it's been a long day and you're probably all really tired from the long weekend. And I don't know, did the Youngs get internet at their house yet?
Yeah.
How about Ben or Avi? What are your thoughts? What are you thinking? I haven't seen your faces yet, so I can't see any of your nonverbal communication.
They're not there anymore.
Nobody's there. Avi, are you there? Ben, are you there? Oh, Ben's there. Yay. Ben, why did you come to the meeting today? What was exciting to you? Or like, what were you like, this sounds kind of interesting?
I just wanted to see what it was. It's just been really boring. So
I'm not sure if I caught all of that, but you wanted to see what it was about. And hopefully this isn't boring. Hopefully it's fun and exciting. Avi, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, what made you interested in coming to the meeting today?
To communicate with other people in Sage.
Yeah, and hanging out and making friends. Bella, what about you?
I've always been really interested in debate, and I just thought there was going to be debate, so there is debate, so yeah.
There is some debate as well. Yeah, we're going to start with some speech stuff as a foundation, and then we'll move into some persuasive stuff and debate stuff too. Tanner and Izzy, other than your mom, like I'm sure she really had to like twist your arm to get you here. What is interesting to you? What do you think is going to be interesting?
I think it'd probably be good for us to learn how to like communicate and get our point through without like getting confused or messing up, and like getting used to talking in front of people.
Yeah, because that can be scary. Izzy, how about you?
I think it's just important to be able to talk in front of people confidently.
Yeah. Rachel, how about you? Your mom forced you to come to the club. Just kidding. Actually, Rachel was really the motivator. She's like, is there a middle school? Like, when can I start doing this? What did you say? Sorry, Rachel, I stepped on top of you. What were you excited about?
I've been processing.
Dang it, you got a little digitally. Okay, try one more time.
I said you didn't force me to. I've been primed for this my entire life.
That's
Did
true.
you catch that one?
I caught that one.
Okay, good job. Maybe I'm a terrible aide.
Sorry, what, Miss Young?
I always liked traveling to tournaments.
Yes, it's fun to go places and meet new people. And I remember I met kids from all over the state, and like you see these students again and again at tournaments, and you become friends with people from all over. And so that's a lot of fun. So you guys will have like a little bit of homework. All that will be is to look at the descriptions on the Google Classroom, take the poll, tell me what is interesting to you, and share this video with anybody else that might be interested in coming. And then next Tuesday, we're going to come back together and we're going to start breaking down some of these things and learning some skills. Next Tuesday, we will also determine whether or not Tuesdays are the best day for us to have a meeting, because if it turns out that it's not a good day, then there's no point in having it on Tuesdays. So how about, okay, right, just quick random poll here. Is there a day that's better than Tuesday for any of you? Bella?
Either Mondays or Thursdays, because Tuesdays we have the book club for language and literature. For me,
Book club for Lang and Lit. Reading is good too. Okay, all right. What other questions, thoughts, or comments do you have before we go today?
Bueller? Just kidding.
What?
Said Bueller?
I know, right? Okay, you guys are amazing and I'm super excited. I hope that you can start getting excited. I'm going to be posting stuff on the Google Classroom. Be honest and true with yourself though. Like if this is not your jam, if you're getting in here and you're like looking at stuff and you're like, you know, I'm just not sure this is my thing, I will miss you. I will be sad that you're not with us, but I will understand that it isn't for everybody. But I do want to encourage you to give it a chance because it's pretty awesome. And you have like two of the coolest teachers at Sage to hang out with.
There we go.
Yeah. And if we were in person, I would give you stickers. So I'll have to mail stickers to you. Okay. All right. Stick around if you have questions. If not, I will see you guys next Tuesday. Au revoir, attention, ciao, adios.